To reach the headwaters of the Warm River, you need to turn off Old Highway 47, the Mesa Falls Scenic Byway, onto Forest Service Road 367, south of Lower Mesa Falls. After a few miles, you then take a right onto Forest Service Road 154. You're traveling through an open range area, so keep an eye out for the Black Angus cows that on a sunny day can easily blend into the shadows alongside the road. As I drove out, their number increased and blocked the road in a few places, but with a little coaching, they stepped aside and let me pass. So I'm here at the spring that feeds the Warm River, and there are people here fly fishing, so I'm gonna probably and the water is so clear, you can almost do some sight, you know, of the trout. But before I get started, I really wanted to share with you this spring that's just coming right out of this mountain. With a water flow of 200 cubic feet per second and a temperature of 50 degrees Fahrenheit, piping this water into your cabin would not only provide fresh water, but would help heat the cabin in the winter and cool the cabin in the summer. And they actually have a little cabin here that you can also rent. You know, this is all through the Forest Service. There's also a mountain creek which also feeds the Warm River, heading down that way, and it's called Moose Creek. And there's lots of trails and stuff. You can see a lot of the families are taking advantage of that today. And I noticed that a couple people with fly rods also headed up that way as well. And once again, the water is so clear that you can go sight fishing for trout. So before I start fishing on this upper section of the Warm River, I thought I'd share with you a little bit about this Moose Creek, because I was having some lunch and I was following the trail, and you know, they got some beaver dams and it's really a little scenic area. So I tied on a you know, what they call an indicator, just to see if there's little brook trout, because apparently there are in this mountain stream, and we'll see if we can catch some, or at least have some fun. Little blue azure butterflies brought the trail to life, adding to the beauty of the stream side. When I think of high mountain streams, this one kind of like fits the bill, for me at least. Nice little beaver dam. There's the beaver hut. Climbing up a little ridge here. It's a little cloudy, in there. Well, I think what I'll do is I'll probably walk on down, throw this little fly into some of that nice moving water, because this looks like the beavers have this sort of dammed up for a good ways. And it just suddenly dawned on me, with all the signs about be bear aware, I left my bear spray in the car, and there's a beautiful river waiting for me to fish, just a little, you know, the Warm River just below. So I want to definitely take advantage of that. But hey, I'm going to throw a few flies in here anyway, right? If you're wondering what happened to my attractor fly that I tied on earlier, it got a number of strikes, but was too large to hook up with the small brook trout.
Got one right next to that little log, letting that drift right down. Not getting any action up here. Well, I did see a little tan caddis, so maybe I need to go something a little larger to try. But before I change flies, I'm just going to do a little cast over this beaver dam just for fun. As I get near that log, oh no. Yeah, I still have my fly. I kind of dried it off. No action above, so let's tie on a little larger fly, sort of imitate a little tan like caddis, and we'll just go back over the areas where we were fishing earlier and see if we can get a little, keep one on the line, right? All right, hold on. Okay, so this is a little larger. Little tanned CDC caddis imitation, and I'll throw a few out in front of the log over here, even though retrieving the fly that got stuck under it a little while ago, and I don't know how much of that I caught on film. Kind of probably scared away the ones that were biting at it. And then I'll go back to that little fall, you know, the little water runoff on these two little areas, and we'll see if we can scare something up, right? So you might be able to see this too, which is nice. Yeah, I probably scared him away. But it's worth trying. All right, I'm gonna try this little runoff here. Whoops. Which I didn't try earlier, so. See if we can get it to drift down next to the, oh, got one, and he got off. Oh, maybe I should play them a little more in the water. They're so small, I don't know. I just want to know what they are, to be honest. Let me step over this sunken log a bit here. And we'll try our old friends that I first was getting lots of good bites on. Yeah, I'm not getting those nice big takes that I was getting earlier. So they're aware of me now. Oh well, probably time to move on to the bigger river. So not only is there a really nice big spring over there, but there appears to be a little one coming here from, they probably have it, with a culvert or something under the road, and see what spring water will do sometimes. That plant growth is just immense. Now, while walking back to the car, I noticed some really big sized grasshoppers. So I thought, well, why not? Let's give it a try. Instead of just throwing on, a rubber leg indicator, why don't I throw on something like a little bit of a grasshopper and see what happens just for fun? So it's kind of early for fall grasshopper season, but hey, you never know. So we'll give it a try. Good spot to wade in. Oftentimes grasshoppers, the trout will hit them the minute they hit the water, if you're throwing it in the right place. And I just wanted to check out that one little spot up there. So okay. It's beautiful though, this trout stream. Look at this. It's like a beautiful spring stream. Gorgeous colors. Okay, right there, right next to the overhang. Nope, nothing. There's a nice little run down here. Thought maybe I'd walk down a little away from the falls, only because I imagine a lot of people like fishing probably right up there, so you can try that on the way back. Got some. No, that was where I wanted it. So I'm at the head of this little run. There we go. Let's see if I can get one right over there by that little board log on the side. Oops.
I'm casting to the areas where trout might hold, just outside the overhanging grassy banks on the opposite side, and in front of and behind larger rocks, which break up the faster flowing water in this channel of the river.
No action yet. Ooh, had a little bite. Well, there's trout here. Once again, I might be dealing with the small guys. And I got this big hopper on.
Time to change flies.
Okay, so I've given myself a little elevation. Dancing this a little on the surface. Like a caddisfly laying eggs, maybe. Whoa, careful with the footage. Never a good idea to be walking backwards in a place where you... Oh, nothing. Okay, so I'm going to work my way down now to this little bend here. A little undercut bank right over there. Give it a little wiggle, a rise, right over there. A little wiggle, rise, nope. Little men, little movement, rise, men, little movement, rise,
Turning around, I decided to head upstream and fish the main portion of the river.
Well, it looked awfully tasty to me. All right, so I'm going to try a little over this way, and then I promise I'm not changing any more flies. I've got on a darker, kind of like a sort of like a soft tackle. Boy, this is deep. You could have trout hanging out inside these things. You would never know it. And they'd never be caught swimming around and stuff. Let's try a cast into a place where at least, you know, hopefully I won't be catching them. A couple of these little spots. Right here looks good. Okay, so this is the area I wanted to target. And we'll give it a little lig, and then we'll give it a rise. Little wiggle as it's trying to get out of that casing. And try the other side. No, it's not drifting the way I want it to. Not seeing trout. Well, I'll cast a couple up there by the falls, and it's probably time to head back to the Harriman Ranch. Join up with my friends. As I was walking through that field of stuff, I did see a little fish just, reach out. It was probably like 6 inches or 7. And then just dive right back into this, almost like this floating mass of plants here. Boy, I can just imagine almost impossible to catch. Maybe when they get bigger, they go further down. This is a great little nursery, right? Anyway, I just wanted to try this one little run just to see. So. At least I tried to. Okay, so this is a great place to be swinging my little soft tackle, little dark soft tackle. Get out some line and throw it in a little bit, let it swing down just behind some of these plants, give it a little wiggle and then a rise. Try that again, a little further over. I am seeing some insects coming off. Try a little wiggle, like trying to get out of its casing, and up. Wiggle, rise. Just shorten it up a bit and try that method here. Those might actually be salmon flies that I'm seeing. Those are not dragonflies. We might actually be seeing salmon flies. All right. Hit the little pockets. Don't laugh.
Well, the headwaters of the Warm River is a beautiful place, not to mention plenty of parking and a public toilet facility. I do recommend driving here in a four-wheel vehicle, as the dirt road carved into a steep embankment as you near the river was pretty washed out. Clearly, the waters below the mountain spring is a perfect habitat for young trout, plenty of cover, places to hide from predators, plenty to eat, consistent water temperature and water flow, but tough to fish. Trout in that small stream, Moose Creek, at least the section I fished, probably gets fished heavily by people visiting the area and offers little protection from predators. So my advice is, if you plan to fish this area, is to head downstream where the river becomes more narrow and fish the pocket water and seek out pools for larger trout.
Stop it just short of that. Let's give it that little Patagonia wiggle and then raise. Oops, that's not a cast. Oh well. What am I doing? Time to try another river.
Oh, and please enjoy the cow show as I head out of here. And if you visit this area, drive carefully, as we are not the only ones on this road.
Come on, babies. Come on, babies. Come on. You're on the road. Go on. That's good, boys.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe and join me as I journey to interesting places to fish. I don't always catch fish, but I do share where I'm fishing. And sometimes the fishing is great, and sometimes I get skunked. But there's no such thing as a bad day when you've spent the day fishing.